Wilder. Daniel Marshall Wheeler, born May 17, 1987, is an American professional wrestler. He is signed to WWE, where he performs on the Raw brand under the ring name Wilder. Along with Scott Dawson, he is one half of the former two-time NXT Tag Team Champions and former Raw Tag Team Champions, The Revival. Early life. Wheeler was born on May 17, 1987, in Asheville, North Carolina. Professional wrestling career. Early career and independent circuit, 2005-2014. Debuting in 2005, Wheeler wrestled extensively on the United States independent circuit under the ring name Stephen Walters. He most notably appeared for NWA Anarchy, where he won both the NWA Anarchy Television Championship and the NWA Anarchy Tag Team Championship, and for numerous other promotions such as Omega Championship Wrestling, Resistance Pro Wrestling and Dragon Gate USA. Wheeler also performed internationally for promotions such as All Star Wrestling, Preston City Wrestling and Pro Wrestling ZERO1. WWE. The Revival, 2014-present. Wheeler signed with WWE in 2014 and reported to the WWE Performance Center, taking the ring name Wilder. He immediately formed a tag team with Scott Dawson, with the two performing extensively at live events under the name The Mechanics. The duo made their debut on the July 17, 2014 episode of NXT, losing to Bull Dempsey and Mojo Rawley. The duo made only one further televised appearance in 2014, losing to Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy on the October 23 episode of NXT, but continued to wrestle extensively at house shows. Dawson and Wilder's team resurfaced and picked up their first televised win on the July 29, 2015 episode of NXT, defeating Amore and Cassidy. The duo were involved in an 8-man tag team match that was taped prior to NXT TakeOver, Brooklyn. At NXT TakeOver, Respect, Dawson and Wilder were defeated in the semi-finals of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic by eventual winners Samoa Joe and Finn Balor. On the October 21 episode of NXT, the Mechanics' ring name was changed to Dash and Dawson. The duo would go on win the NXT Tag Team Championship from the Vaudevillains on the November 11 episode of NXT. They subsequently defended the titles against Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy at NXT TakeOver, London. Beginning in February 2016, the duo began performing under the team name The Revival. The two made their main roster debuts on March 12, 2016 at Roadblock, again successfully defending their championships against Amore and Cassidy. On April 1 at NXT TakeOver, Dallas, the Revival lost the NXT Tag Team Championship to American Alpha, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, but the two won back the titles from American Alpha 2 months later at NXT TakeOver, The End. At NXT TakeOver, Brooklyn 2, the Revival retained the titles against Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. In a rematch at NXT TakeOver, Toronto, Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano won the NXT Tag Team Championship in a 2 out of 3 falls match. At NXT TakeOver, Orlando, Wilder and Dawson lost to the Authors of Pain in a triple threat match for the NXT Tag Team Championship, also involving DIY. On the April 3 episode of Raw, the Revival answered an open challenge issued by The New Day. The Revival would defeat The New Day, and afterwards attacked Kofi Kingston, who was not participating in the match. On April 14, Wilder fractured his jaw during an NXT match in Spartanburg, South Carolina against Hideo Itami and Shinsuke Nakamura, which required surgery and would keep him out of action for 8 weeks. Wilder returned to in-ring competition on the June 26 taping of Main Event, aired on June 30, teaming with Dawson to defeat Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows by pinfall. On the June 25, 2018 episode of Raw, Wilder pinned Roman Reigns in a tag team match. On SummerSlam pre-show, the Revival lost to the B-Team, Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, in an attempt to become the Raw Tag Team Champions. At Survivor Series, they were part of Team Raw, but lost to Team SmackDown in the 10-on-10 Survivor Series Tag Team Elimination match. Following this they began a feud against Lucha House Party, Kalisto, Gran Metalik, and Lince Dorado, and suffered various losses in handicap matches. On Raw, December 17, 2018 they defeated Lucha House Party, the B-Team, and AOP in a fatal 4-way match, receiving a title shot for the Raw Tag Team titles. During the next 2 Raw episodes they challenged Bobby Roode and Chad Gable for the titles, but Dawson and Wilder were unsuccessful to win the matches in controversial fashion. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer reported that the duo asked for their release from their WWE contracts following their match against Lucha House Party on the January 14, 2019 episode of Raw. On February 11, 2019 episode of Raw, Dawson and Wilder defeated the team of Roode and Gable to win the Raw Tag Team Championships. At WrestleMania 35, the Revival lost the titles to the team of Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Championships and accomplishments.